Hey VC, this is Brad from H2Vinyl. This is a contest video for Robert's My Vinyl collection. This, I believe, is for 50 subs for Robert's channel. He's well beyond that now. But this is dealing with addictions, and I'm not talking about vinyl addictions, though I could. I definitely buy a lot of vinyl now. And not to belittle vinyl addiction if anyone is suffering from that and hurting themselves for that. But for me, this is more serious than that. And just to talk a little bit about the background video or background music that I chose for this. This is The Lost Art of Keeping a Secret by Queens of the Stone Age, released in 2000 in the year 2000. It's on the Rated R/Rated X album, and Josh Homme wrote this. He's the frontman to Queens of the Stone Age. He wrote this, kind of talking about the culture of America and how it was so, how it's so kind of the norm to just not keep a secret anymore. And so he was asking the question, is keeping a secret a lost art? And he basically says in the song, it isn't a lost art because I can keep a secret and I'll keep it till I go to the grave. And so in light of these videos that others in the VC are handing in, I'm not just talking about the VC. I actually think that the VC is very respectable. And respects others greatly. This is more for the greater community of YouTube. Some of the things that these people are talking about, especially including myself, there's some pretty touchy subjects, and so I would hope that you would treat us all with respect, because we do deserve it. I'm hoping that these videos, not just mine, but the others that are in the vinyl community for this contest, really do help someone, and we don't mean to hurt anyone or be hurt by these videos. So that's the good way of keeping a secret. There's a second way where a secret can be detrimental, and this is talking specifically about the addiction side of keeping a secret. Keeping a secret, keeping your addiction a secret. I know for myself, I'll just speak for myself, keeping my addiction a secret damaged my life a lot, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. It ate away at my soul, and it kept me away from community, and did not allow me to be intimate with very many people because I thought I would be found out. And I wanted to hide this dark part of me. So going over the rules real quick to Robert's contest, he specifically wants us to answer how this addiction has been detrimental. First of all, he wants us to say what the addiction is. He wants us to say how it's been detrimental to us, and then he also wants to have us go to some of our collection and show where our collection can trigger some of these addictions that we have within ourselves, and then also state some hotlines at the end. So yeah, so let's get into it. And I'm going to treat this kind of like an AA meeting. I'm going to state my name and I'm going to state my addiction. So here we go. My name is Brad, and I'm an addict of pornography, and I am an addict of fantasy. Started at a very young age, I want to say around 6, and at the age of 18 I became a Christian. I dedicated my life to Christ, and by the time I was 18 I was already an addict, and so in a way, I'll just say it real quick, the ways that it's affected me is It's eaten away at my self-esteem, my self-confidence. It has given me fear. It has given me anxiety, and probably one of the biggest things in my life, it has torn me away from my God. Because I looked at verses in the Bible, go and sin no more, a verse that should be freeing. Jesus said, go and sin no more, to the woman who was caught in adultery. But no one stoned her, and so he said, neither do I. I don't stone you either. You're forgiven. Go and sin no more. And that's such a beautiful story. But for me, it wasn't. I looked at the sin no more portion and said, I can't stop. And so I thought I was doing my life wrong, and that God was very upset with me. And so it tore me away from my Creator, and it also tore me away from true intimate community. It wasn't that I was afraid of being a fake, or seen as being fake, but I really this secret that I had within me, I'd never wanted found out, and so I just never I never interacted with people on a level that I should have, just because I thought that the secret would be found. And so I kind of just pushed people away. And so I became a Christian at the age of 18, and found a program which I'll talk about later. I knew about this program for a number of years, but it took me a while to build up enough confidence to go. And I want to say that I was close to 36, maybe 35. So I mean, we're talking with 17 years of being a Christian, and then also dealing with this addiction for about 30 years. And so it was very rooted in my life. And Robert wants us to take a look at some albums that we have in our collection that kind of remind us of this. And so I have two, and I'll mention a third one. The first one is, I'm going to move over here real quick, is the Eurythmics single or EP, I'm not sure. This is their 1987 EP, I Need a Man. I don't like this album, or this single at all. But I think that the lead singer, and I don't remember her name, is very attractive with long hair. And she's dressed like a prostitute. And since I don't care for this, I'm pretty certain that I kept this thing for the cover. So, pretty sure on that one. The second album is hip hop. This is Dr. Octagon, also known as as Kool Keith. This is his 1996 album, just called Dr. Octagon. I played this album many, many times, except for the first track on side 1. And the reason is, for some reason, Kool Keith decided to place a porno in the first minute and a half, something like that. And I learned by audio, I learned by video, and while I've only heard it a few times, I can pretty much quote it. That audio's stuck in my head, and I just can't get it out. So there's two. The honorable mention is also, I mentioned this album about 3 or 4 videos ago. That's Rare Earth's Ma, and that last track on side B had some sexual sounds on it. And so that can trigger me as well. So those are 3 albums in my collection. I'm sure there are more. These are what I came up with right away. I instantly was like, oh, that one, and yeah, that one too. So moving on to the hotline, I think the best hotline that I can give is the one that I went to, and that is the ministry called ReGroup at my church. Summit Church. I've been attending Summit Church in Orlando, Florida, by the way, in my area, Orlando, Florida. Been attending my church since 2004, and around 2011, 2012, it was 2011, I entered ReGroup, and ReGroup is a ministry that's on Monday nights at 7 p.m. It starts out as a kind of a time of worship and a message. So it's open. That portion is open to everyone to come in. This ministry is really about for people with hang-ups that they want to get rid of, or they want to change their behavior instead of going to pornography or eating disorder or alcohol or mismanaging anger, all of these things like better anger management. It's really a ministry that kind of dives into the depths of why we go to these things, and it really tries to meet that need, that greater need of diving into your story, diving into the feelings that are behind that make us run to these other things. And so there are three movements to ReGroup. The first movement, and you do go through them in this order. The first movement is Recognize. And in Recognize, you're in a group of 25 to 30 men or women. They are split groups. So men only, women only groups. In that first group, you kind of mention a name it and claim it kind of thing, where you whatever behavior you're seeking relief from, you mention it, then you have a 30-day period of sobriety of it, and then a few other things, and then you move on to the next movement, which is Return. And in Return, you dive into your story. You dive into those feelings that are behind it, because like I said earlier, there's a reason why I went to pornography, and it was rooted in the beliefs that I had within me that were twisted in a way through relationships and just self-evaluations, and so that's the second movement. And then after that is the third movement, Restore, which kind of brings it to the here and now, and really does celebrate a lot of not just the work that you've gone through, but also celebrates the victories that you have as well. And really, really great ministry. I know the men and women who have founded this ministry, and they're really great people, and it's a very safe environment. The leaders in ReGroup, if you're being attacked in one way or another by the community, they will protect you. They will go to the bat for you. I've seen it happen. So please know that secrets are kept there. And this is the good portion of keeping a secret. They take that, they mention the rules every single week, and it's talking about what is said in this room does not leave this room. And I know as a leader, because I was a leader, my group honored that, and every group that I've been in honored that well. So a little bit about my church, its location. Its location is right next to the Fashion Square Mall in Orlando. Yes, Fashion Square Mall is still there. I know they've gone bankrupt, but they still exist. And so we are the old AMC Theater that was right next, just east of the Fashion Square Mall, Summit Church. The address is 735 Herndon Avenue, Orlando, Florida, 32803. Telephone number 407-897-8130. I've been attending my church, I said, since 2004, and since 2013 I'm the IT administrator. So not only do I attend my church, but I also work at my church, and so I'm making sure that those phones are working. Trust me. And then the email address is summit@summitconnect.org. There you go, Robert. This is my video entry, and I hope your contest is going really well. Thank you for putting something like this together. Just for not only the work that you've done in your own life, but also thinking of others that need this as well. And I'm doing this for the one person that it might help. And so I know that I said that this was my video entry, but I don't want to be added to the contest just because I'm doing this for the one. And so I hope this is helpful to someone. And I also want to put it out there. If you don't have anyone to talk to, if you are in a place where you're not able to share this with anyone, really, or you don't think you can share this with anyone, I would like to challenge you in two ways. The first way is really do find a family member or a really close friend and be vulnerable with them in this way. I know when I'm vulnerable in that way, I have been very surprised in how I was treated. And it was treated with the utmost respect, and oftentimes I saw vulnerability come back at me, meaning that person didn't just sympathize, but they empathized. But if you're in dire straits and you can't think of someone to talk with, private message me. I want to go that extra mile, and I would like to help you in any way I can. So thanks, Robert. Again, hope your contest is doing well, and again, thank you for putting this together. Brad from H2Vinyl, signing out.